Once upon a time, in a realm nestled between ancient forests and towering mountains, there existed a monastery known as the Temple of the Jade Lotus. Within its tranquil halls lived a young monk named Anya. Though small in stature, Anya possessed a spirit like a wildfire, fierce, untamable, and forever seeking. Anya had arrived at the monastery as a babe, left on the doorstep amidst a winter storm. The monks, with hearts as open as the sky, raised her as their own. She learned the rhythms of their life, meditation, sutra study, and the simple chores that kept their sanctuary in harmony. Yet a familiar restlessness stirred within Anya, a sense that her life's purpose lay beyond these familiar walls. One day, a whisper traveled through the monastery. A wise old sage, renowned for her connection to the unseen world, was said to have taken up residence in a cave high in the mountains. Anya's heart quickened. Could this be the answer to the longing she felt? With only a small satchel and an unyielding spirit, she set out on the arduous journey. The path twisted and turned, forcing her to confront her physical limits and the whispers of doubt that nipped at her heels. Each time she stumbled, she pictured the serenity of the monastery, the quiet wisdom of her teachers. Their belief in her was a beacon that guided her steps. After days that seemed to stretch into eternity, she found the cave. A weathered woman with eyes like polished amber greeted her. Without a word, the sage beckoned Anya inside. The cave was a womb of silence and soft shadows. The sage lit a single candle and motioned for Anya to sit. Days turned into nights, filled with stillness rather than sutras. Anya's restless mind, accustomed to the constant hum of activity, rebelled at first. But slowly, like water eroding stone, the silence worked its way into her. One morning, the sage spoke. "Tell me, little monk, what pulled you from the comforts of your monastery?" Anya hesitated, her words clumsy after so long. "I feel incomplete, wise one, like there is a piece of myself I haven't found." The sage nodded. "That incompleteness is the song of the human soul. Your journey is not about finding yourself, child, but about remembering who you have always been." Her words struck Anya like lightning. She had sought answers outside herself, but the sage pointed her inwards. The restlessness she had battled for so long, was it perhaps her greatest teacher? The sage led Anya through meditations that were nothing like the ones she had practiced at the monastery. She learned to observe her thoughts and emotions as if they were clouds drifting across the sky, to acknowledge their presence without being swept away by them. Each session pierced deeper, unearthing long-buried fears and insecurities that had subtly shaped her actions. One day, the sage placed a simple wooden staff in Anya's hands. "Your mind is a powerful weapon, but it is also wild and untrained. This staff will be your tool. Just as you learn to silence the storms within, so too will you learn to wield its power." Anya spent hours practicing under the sage's watchful eye. The staff became an extension of herself, its movements mirroring the newfound balance growing within her. No longer did Anya feel like a leaf tossed about by the winds of life. She was rooted yet fluid, strong yet yielding, the very essence of the jade lotus for which her monastery was named. The day came for Anya to return home. As she stood at the mouth of the cave, the vastness of the world sprawled before her. There was trepidation, yes, but it was mingled with a quiet excitement. She descended the mountain, the staff in her hand a symbol of the transformation within. When she reached the jade lotus, her brothers and sisters were awestruck by the change in her. There was a stillness about her, a radiance that went beyond physical appearance. Life at the monastery resumed, and yet everything was different. Anya embraced her daily tasks with renewed awareness. Her meditation became an exploration of the boundless depths within, and through her quiet strength, she became an inspiration to those around her. The restlessness never truly left her, but now she understood it for what it was, the eternal call of the human spirit to reach its full potential. And so, armed with the wisdom of the sage and the power of her own discovered inner strength, Anya of the Jade Lotus Temple continued walking her path, one mindful step at a time.